vlog. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. You're gonna have to forgive that my skin is choosing to do a bit of a breakout, but welcome back. Another vlog, another week. It actually feels like it's been a little while since I vlogged with you. I'm out on my evening walk. I actually have a chamomile tea today. I'm leaning into chamomile tea for all the calming reasons. This brand, Tea Pigs, has the like full chamomile buds in it. It's like much more fresh and not like the dusty sort of tea leaves, so it's lovely. It is a really lovely high quality tea. But yeah, it feels like it's been a little while since I vlogged. I've had some just again personal stuff moving through. I know I mentioned that in the last vlog, but yeah, just up and down emotionally as well, if I'm being 100% honest. I'm a water sign and Saturn is in my 12th house, so needless to say, that's currently the energy for life at the moment. I'd love to know if there's anyone else here who's starting to move through their Saturn return as well. It would be lovely to know if there's anyone else sort of going on this journey with me, whether it be your first Saturn return or your second Saturn return, which kind of comes around like midlife. I'd love to know, because it's definitely quite a niche time, if that makes sense. But yes, that is kind of where I have been and why I haven't been vlogging quite as much. But it is Wednesday afternoon and I thought I would pick up the vlog and we could just hang out. It's going to be one of those really chilled, relaxed, no pressure vlogs, which I actually really love making. I today recorded a yoga nidra for Soul Shadow, my online soul studio, and I uploaded that. I did a blog post, the usual really. And yeah, to be honest, I don't really know what the plans are for the rest of the week. I have a ritual to film again for Soul Shala, but other than that, I'm sure I need to make some Pinterest stuff. There's stuff that needs to be done, but it's a relatively quiet week. It is a very sunny afternoon in late October, and to say that it is gloriously autumnal would just be an absolute understatement. It's just so beautiful out at the moment, and this is my favourite season. And I won't lie, I've been a little bit dragging my feet a bit with getting out for my walks at the beginning of this week, but immediately I get out and I feel so much better. So yeah, that is your little reminder for the day. Over the weekend, I was in need of just some like light relief reading, and I read actually a series of books. I finished them all in a weekend, which is saying a lot. Called I think the first one was called Pumpkin Spice Cafe, like the cutest, cheesiest, like Hallmark romance little novel. Loved it, loved every single one. I feel like I haven't come on and chatted about what it is that I'm reading recently, so that is currently what I'm reading, is really cheesy Hallmark romance books. I might even try and find another one for this evening and dive into it. I haven't finished the Throne of Glass series yet. I'm halfway through now. I'm about 80% of the way through my tandem read of Tower of Dawn and the other one. Can't remember what the other one was called for the life of me, but I'm halfway through the tandem read of that. Not halfway through, 80% of the way through. Gosh, my brain. I'm enjoying it. I just needed something a little bit easier reading and less stressful, to be quite honest. So yeah, that is currently what I'm reading. I'm thinking of finding another one. Actually, what I think we might do this evening is spend a bit of a cozy evening wind down with me. Jake is in the office, which always means he's going to be back horrifically late. So I kind of have the evening to myself. It's currently like 4:30 p.m. So I thought I could take you through my evening wind down, because I haven't actually had the best sleep hygiene over the past few days. I've just been going to bed late, I've been scrolling, like it's just not been very me, and then I wake up in the morning feeling exhausted and feeling on the back foot for the day, which is just so not needed. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a cozy autumnal afternoon, evening together. Okay guys, I've got you propped in a cupboard, so might be seeing a bit of an angle in my kitchen that you don't always see, but I popped to the shop on my way home from my walk. I did quite a long walk this evening. I did what I would call like a fun snack shop. Like this is all the fun things are in this shop. I needed to get some cashews for the curry I'm making tonight, so that was one thing. I then got some hip hop, which is, I don't think this is kombucha, but it's similar to kombucha. It's like a living soda. I am very much a kombucha gal. I just love kombucha. It's literally one of my favorite things. So that is a little treat for me this evening. Honestly, this shop is like pretty much a pure snack shop, which is fine. I treated myself to 2 little mini pumpkins. They are so cute. I haven't really done, I've got, you might be able to see, I've got like a few like red oak leaves there as my seasonal decor, but I just thought they were only £1 each. I just thought they could be really lovely. We've got Halloween next week. I'm filming a Samhain ritual. I just thought that these would be very, very sweet to have around and get me feeling festive and make me smile more than anything else. Honestly, so many snacks in here. I then got us a pizza so that we can have that later this week. That's one of my favorites from M&S. My friend the other week made me a white chocolate matcha with this white chocolate milk, and Jake said he wanted one, so I have bought that so I can make Jake a white chocolate matcha, which should be lovely as a little treat. And then, to be honest, we've got some cheese, not very exciting. The rest is just snacks. I've bought some chocolate, I've bought some biscuits, I've bought some fizzy Percy's, which is Jake's favourite. Just a little treat, because we don't really have any snacks in the house, and I won't lie, I am partial to a snack, and Jake loves snacks, so we do tend to have them around. But that was my little mini shop. My plan is now I am going to cook myself some dinner, make a nice fresh dinner. Obviously none of these are my ingredients for dinner. We're actually having a lovely, like quite fresh curry for dinner, which will be really nice. It's like a bolognese. You heard that, that's mango having zoomies. But yes, it's like a bolognese fresh like veggie chickpea curry, which should be really, really nice. So I'm gonna get on with cooking that. I'm listening to a new podcast. She's got like massive zoomies. Listening to a new podcast. So that is what I'm gonna do. And I'm beginning to find cooking very therapeutic. I'm not usually someone who tends to find cooking quite therapeutic. I find baking incredibly therapeutic. Cooking, I just do because that's what we do as humans, right? But I've been beginning to really enjoy it when I sort of set myself up the ritual of it. I'm gonna light a candle, I'm gonna make some dinner in a non-rushed setting, which I think is very important as well. So yeah. Again, guys, you're going to have to forgive the slightly softer, lower lighting for this evening, because this is quite a crucial part of my wind down evening routine, is turning as much of the artificial lighting within our space off and either turning on candles. I have like a little lamp up in the kitchen. But yeah, this is something that is really like a big part of my evening routine, and I notice such a difference when I do this, that turning the lights down, basically having red light and warm light versus like cold artificial light, is really, really helpful for winding down. With that being said, I've just made a tea. This is currently my favorite tea. I think I showed it to you guys. It is the Tea Pigs, is it? Snooze. It is just like, there's like, I think just with these blends you can see that what's in them. Like there's full buds of lavender, there's like almost fresh apple, like there's full buds of chamomile, which is just lovely. And this honestly smells like a spa. Like this is when I want a lavender tea, this is actually what I want. I feel like I've been looking for one like this forever, so I'm loving this tea at the moment. I'm currently sat on my yoga mat, and this is such a, again, cornerstone of my wind down evening routine. Sometimes I will do this before I go out on a walk. I had a slightly longer walk today, so when I got back I got straight into making dinner. But if I don't do my practice before dinner, I will gently come on here after dinner. It's been a little while. I had my dinner and I've sat for just a minute. I've tidied up and I have come onto my mat, and I think I'm going to be here not for too long, 10-15 minutes. It's not going to be anything strenuous. I'm literally in my PJs. Little stretch, almost like a little yin sort of vibe, and honestly it is so cozy doing this in your PJs. I can't stress that enough. I might pull a card. We'll see. Maybe just the oracle cards, and just have some time to really allow my nervous system to settle. And that's something that's really like a vital part of my evening routines when I do it. I think I mentioned at the beginning of this vlog, I haven't been great with this recently, but when I'm in the groove of this, making sure that your nervous system has time to shut down is really important. I don't mean shut down in a bad way, I mean like wind down, because the nervous system can't switch between states really, really quickly. So we're taking it nice and slow, we're taking it nice and easy. So a nice, gentle 10-15 minute little stretch, a little just wiggle on my mat, and then we will go from there. I've just sat myself down to do my evening skincare. This spot is so upset, but I thought I could just do my evening skincare with you. I am quite ritualistic around my skincare. I do tend to do it most evenings, and I have a little bit of routine. I always feel the need to caveat with I have quite dry skin, and actually not normally like a spot prone skin, but the stress, clearly this must just be a bit of a stress breakout, but usually I'm not too prone to anything. So when you see me sort of putting stuff on my skin, I don't have oily skin. I feel like I should caveat that, because I'm always just like really layering up the moisture. But I thought I could just show you what I've been using. I've been using a few like different things. I don't know if I've done one of these in the past, but I've been using a few different things that are kind of new to my routine that I've been really loving. The first thing, I don't know, should that be first? At some point we need to put some SWAT cream on, but that is something else in itself. The first thing that I literally swear by in my skincare routine is a facial mist. This one is not, this one was from TK Maxx. Like, I don't actually think the brand of facial mist makes much of a difference because they're mostly water anyway, but using a facial mist helps a lot of your skincare, especially anything with hyaluronic acid, sink into the skin more rather than drawing moisture out of the skin. So I use this an awful lot. So that's like the first thing I do before I do any skincare. I use this literally for everything. This one does say it's a vitamin C one. I'm liking it. I have no issues with it. But I'm also not attached to it, if that makes sense. So yeah, once I have done that, I like to use a serum. Now I'm picky-ish about the serums that I use. The serum, however, that I have been using for the last month, the last little while, is this one, which is called the Miracle Serum by Revolution Pro. So I was in need of something and could only get to the supermarket, and I literally picked this up in my supermarket. Like, not expensive at all, but it has everything that I need in a serum. So when I'm using a serum, I want it to have some sort of, first of all, hyaluronic acid, usually like some sort of peptides and ceramides and all sorts of things is usually what I want in it. And this honestly ticks the box for me. I really am actually quite enjoying this. There are a few other slightly more luxury serums that are on my list to order and try, but I'm actually really enjoying this one in the meantime, if I'm honest. So that is what I put on. I apply this morning and night. And yeah, I love it. For my dry skin, it's just perfect. I know that they've created this like miracle line to be a bit of a dupe of expensive products, and to be honest, I think it is. Like, it really is lovely. I can't actually say any bad two words about it. I really enjoy it. The next thing I use, which is honestly, you can't even tell what this is based on the carton, it's a retinol mixture. I think it's like a, woo! It is a vitamin C, more ceramides, more hyaluronic acid, and encapsulated retinol. I will probably move to something, once this finishes, I will probably move to something a little bit stronger just because I feel like I'm ready for it. But I have been using retinol for a little while now, actually, if I think about it. It's quite a important part of my evening skincare routine because I just feel like it's really good for, it's fantastic obviously for fine lines, but it's also really good for breakouts and whatnot as well. Like, it's a bit of a skin miracle from what my research has shown, so I always tend to use a retinol. So yeah, that is the next thing. Then from there is where I sort of mismatch, and this is where I get a little bit unconventional. This stuff, I don't know if I've shared this before, this stuff is like my skin miracle. Remember that I said that I have dry skin, however, but I use this for everything. I use this literally like all over my body, and I use it on my face. Sometimes I put it in my hair. Like, this is the, I think it's Soothing and Beautifying Supple Skin Oil from L'Occitane, and I love this. It smells incredible. It makes my skin feel incredible. To be fair, I also I say that I have dry skin and that's why I put this on my face, but my boyfriend has quite oily skin, and occasionally he's in the mood to put this on his face as well, and he loves it. And it's not advertised as a facial product at all. I think it's meant to be advertised as more of a body product, but I really love using a facial oil or oil to lock in my skincare because it just creates that sort of visible barrier. And then a few evenings a week I will gua sha. I'm not doing that this evening, but this also helps with gua shaing. And then to finish it off, I told you this is quite an intensive evening skincare, I will use a heavier cream. Now, because I loved this so much, I was like, you know what, in the evening I just need a slightly, it doesn't need to be expensive, it just needs to be like a really like thick, I think they call it, this technique, slugging, which is where you just basically apply a really thick moisturizer and it just like locks in the moisture. And I really find that I need that given that I do have dry skin, so I wasn't looking for anything expensive and I just needed something to put on. This was £6 and I honestly love it. It's the Miracle Night Cream. Honestly, this is incredible. It is thick, it is lovely, I adore this. Like, this is so great. And then I just apply that. This is like a heavier sort of mixture, but I just apply that, and then that really does, I end up going to bed looking very glowy, but that really does like lock in everything. And then I will probably just put, I'm going to avoid the spot and just put some spot cream on that. But yes, that is my evening skincare. I do tend to always try and like drag it down, bring it onto like my décolletage sort of area. But yeah, that is, I try to be quite gentle around the eyes but also apply enough around the eyes. That is my evening skincare routine. As I said, I'm quite particular about this. I try my best to do it every evening. Applying spot cream before bed. Wow. It's so funny. When I first started posting on YouTube, I was like, I needed to be fully made up, needed to like be looking my absolute best. These days I do just rock up on here looking like an absolute crazy woman. Like, so far in this vlog you've had me completely no makeup, a massive spot, and that's just the norm. But it's really nice to just have the space to come on and just really chill out with you guys and feel really normal, like I'm chatting to friends. With that being said, that is me done on this little, on my dressing table. I am now going to move into bed, and I think I'm gonna make another tea, actually a decaf English breakfast tea, get into bed, and I am going to spend the rest of the evening reading. It's about 9:30, so I've got about half an hour to read max an hour if the book is good, and then I need to get some sleep so I can be up at a more reasonable time tomorrow morning. Grabbed my Kindle. I think I mentioned I'm on a bit of a cheesy, cozy read hype at the moment, and I think I'm going to start reading a book called Hex Appeal, which is a witchy rom-com cozy vibe, which I am very, very excited about. Good morning, guys. It is now Thursday. My evening wind down that I did with you guys really paid off this morning. My 6:30 alarm went off and I was up and ready and feeling really, really well rested, which is nice because I feel like I really needed that. But saying that, I was up, I've had a really gentle, slow morning. I've done a 20-minute sculpt class from Soul Shala, which is like a mixture of like yoga sculpt and Pilates, which was lovely. It was really nice as well because I had Kat sleeping on a heated blanket behind me. I had a cup of tea. It literally just got me thinking about why it is that I actually really do advocate for home practices. I think they're so, first of all, so fantastic because they can be done anytime, anywhere. Also, they can fit into like what limited time you might have. In addition to that, it's fantastic for the nervous system to be at home in your like safe space, and also just like the creature comforts of having a cup of tea whilst I do a sculpt class is great. And yeah, I also just feel it's so good for the soul. So good for the soul. So good for the time, good for the soul, good for the nervous system. What more could I want? Really not much. So I'm just such an advocate for home practices. I think they are such a beautiful way to make your rituals and practices work around you versus feeling like you can't get them done every day because they're quite big things. But anyway, I've got off on a tangent there. I'm actually just thinking about what I need to do this morning for morning work, and the main thing I really want to get done is I want to get classes for Soul Shala planned until the end of January. A lot of these are already planned, but I just need to iron it all out, plan my shoot days, book my shoot days in, just to get everything done and well in advance, especially with, personally, we've got some stuff on, which means that things are just going to be a little bit all over the place, and I'm not going to be able to know necessarily when I'm able to book shoot days and whatnot. So I kind of want to get that done in advance as much as possible. With that being said, it is very sunny, and I'm thinking what I might do is wrap up nice and warm. Currently in my yoga stuff, I'll need to put on like a nice warm jumper. But head to the park, grab a chai, sit on a bench and do this, which I think might be really nice. A nice little treat, a nice little change of scenery. I am someone who actually, and it's funny, this is something I've learned about myself probably quite recently. I love being outside. Like, I am happiest when I am outside. That is the truth of the matter. So I feel like I want to always just be outside. So with that being said, I want to make the most of the slightly warmer, it's not warm by any means, but before it gets like absolutely freezing cold and you can't sort of spend extended periods outside without freezing, I kind of want to make the most of that. So I'm thinking that is the plan. With that being said, back onto classes for Soul Shala. I have got something in the works for January. You know what? I will chat to you guys about it later. I want to kind of get a feel about what you guys might like as well. And I might share some of those classes here on YouTube as well. But yes, I'm going to get nice and wrapped up, and I'm going to head out to the park and find a nice bench to work from. Hello guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little while since I picked up this vlog. You can just see Mango there. But yes, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been a little while since I picked up this vlog. I feel a bit like a naughty child who's skived off school and has had to come back in and say where she's been. But I think I mentioned in the last vlog, maybe a few vlogs ago, that I have a fair bit going on personally, which nothing bad at all. Just we've got a lot going on, a lot of changes happening, and it's just meant that for a lot of days I'm just not been in the right mind space. It's not been suitable to sort of bring out the camera. So yeah, that is where I've been, but it's Friday, it's the 1st of November, and it is Samhain. Obviously, the October 31st, Halloween, is also marks the start of Samhain, which is like the next couple of days until the 3rd of November, and I am really enjoying the energy of this, if I'm honest. It's also the Scorpio new moon today, so I have spent the morning just making sure that my email list went out. I had a few bits and bobs to do, and my plan for the afternoon is to hang out with you. Cat is desperate to come up, so he's gonna have to be here and have a chat with us. But my plan for the afternoon is to hang out with you guys. I am literally just about to put a simmer pot on, which is my favorite thing to do in the season of autumn, is get a simmer pot going for the afternoon. I'm going to add pomegranate seeds and lavender to this one as well, and everything I add usually has an energetic property to it as well. Honestly, he's the most cuddly cat. You guys don't really see the cats that often on the vlogs, but he is a complete cuddle bug. And then my plan for the afternoon is I want to do some vision boarding. I have a little ritual I want to do, which I'm not going to take you along with, but you can see me prep for. I would like to get out on a walk, pull some tarot cards. It's just a bit of an energy afternoon, if I'm honest. And that is kind of my plan. So I thought, oh my goodness, his ears are so cold. We've got the heating on as well, but I just thought, you know what better time to pull out my camera and continue on with this vlog. Another thing which I feel like the need to mention is, like, as I've mentioned, I have a lot going on personally, but I also just feel like, and I don't know if anyone else is feeling this as well, but just kind of the state of the world at the moment is also just quite heavy, to say the least. And I feel like I'm probably feeling that a little bit as well, being someone who's quite sensitive to energy naturally. I think I'm probably picking up on a lot of that energy too. But what better of a reason to get a simmer pot going, cleanse the energy within our space, ready for a vision boarding, magical, manifesting afternoon / evening. I actually haven't mentioned this here actually. I have not done much manifesting or vision boarding at all this year. I know I vision boarded with you in one of the vlogs this year, but compared to the amount that I usually do, I really haven't been doing an awful lot of manifesting in general, just because, to be honest, I feel like that's just not the phase in my spiritual practice I'm currently in. I feel like I've really been sort of in more of like the depths and the descent and like the letting go and surrendering stage, which is without a doubt the hardest stage, to say the least. But it's really nice to feel that with this Scorpio full moon that we have today, that I'm feeling quite inspired to do some manifesting. So yes, let's get this simmer pot going. I'm going to show you what I'm putting in it, and then I'm just going to put you on a time lapse. I've got some pomegranate seeds here. I'm going to grab out some of the usual spices I use. I've got some rose. I think I'm going to put almond extract in this one, just for something a little bit different. I don't know what the spiritual properties of almond are. I'm going to look that up for us right now and see what that's bringing and make sure that's something I need. I feel like most things that I put in they're only going to be good. Let's have a look. Divine favor. Oh, I don't know if I want that actually. Eternal true love. That's actually the name of my meaning, is eternal love and eternal beauty, I think. They're all around like purity. I guess that would be really good for a higher. Almond is for a heightened sense of purpose in the spiritual and earthly realms. We are putting almond essence in this Simmer pot for sure. Yes, okay, so I've got roses, almond. I'm gonna grab the orange out of the fridge, some nutmeg. I might try crushing up the nutmeg and see if that makes a difference. I also think I'm gonna put in, sorry, I'm just looking. Obviously, cinnamon's a big one for this time of year. I usually try and put cinnamon sticks in, but I can't find them at the shop at the moment. So ground cinnamon works just fine. There's no real difference, to be honest. And definitely bay leaves for luck. We definitely need that. And then the last two things, I'm putting in cloves and some orange blossom honey, and the orange, let me grab that. Sometimes I also put in lemon, but I'm not feeling the lemon. I want this to be like quite a cozy, feminine, very like abundant energy within the simmer pot, and it's really feeling like it's going to be that. I need to grab the lavender, and then let's get the simmer pot going. I'm going to pop you on time lapse so I'm not nattering away, and let's get this simmer pot simmering away and clearing the energy. I have just paused the music. I am listening to the Practical Magic playlist, which is just so cozy and comforting. I have got my simmer pot on the go, honestly. I think this might be my favourite one I've made. This is lovely. The ground cinnamon actually enhances the smell probably more than the cinnamon sticks, which is a very good tip. It is smelling lovely. I wish we could send smells through the screen. But with that being said, I think I'm going to make myself a pot of tea. I need to start printing the bits and bobs I need for vision boarding this afternoon. It is a very cozy, slightly dark and gloomy autumn evening. I feel like we're definitely seeping into late autumn. I feel like I can hear foxes in there. But I feel like we're definitely seeping into the late autumn energy. It's giving like, oh my gosh, there's a lamp in there. That is like so spooky cozy. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very, very Samhain in there. Anyway, back to what I was saying before I lose the light, which we've not got an awful lot of light working for us this evening, but it's definitely feeling very late autumn. It is gorgeous out at the moment. It's dark, it's moody, it's gloomy, and I love it. I really, really, really do. I just think it's lovely. But yeah, so I'm out on my evening walk. It's been a little while since I've been on an evening walk. I've been doing more morning work, so this is really, really nice. I've just before I left, I was getting together all of my bits and bobs for my vision board, and then we are going to vision board this evening. But I think I was beginning to mention that the clocks went back on Sunday, and we have got dark and gloomy evenings. I'm just looking at the bunny rabbits. I'm going to show them to you in a minute. But yes, we have got dark and gloomy evenings here with the clocks going back. But I really feel like, you know what, making the most of all of the different times of year, especially the winter, is so important. And doing that is like surrendering to the seasons. And I feel like this is, yeah, I do feel like this is probably the first year I'm really, really doing it. I always loved autumn when I lived here before. But I'm just really trying to surrender to all of the seasons. One thing, actually, before I even start, could this be any more spooky, cozy season? Oh, I just love it. I know the lighting's not great, but you'll have to bear with me. One thing I did want to ask, actually, out of just pure curiosity, is if there are any of you out there that are like me, where you don't yet have children, you love this time of year, Halloween being last night and Samhain and whatnot, and you're not a particularly party person, you're not the type to necessarily go out for Halloween, what are your favourite things to do to celebrate? Because I didn't do anything last night to celebrate. Obviously, I'm doing my own sort of Samhain things more so and doing a simmer pot and whatnot, but it just got me thinking. I was like, what do we do as these introverted adults that still love this time of year? I'd love to know, if you're one of them, what you get up to, and I might do that next year. But I was also thinking more for UK based people, more even local probably than UK, but I'm thinking maybe next year, if there's anyone else who feels like this, maybe we're in need of a bit of a women's circle, and that sort of, I don't know, like a little witchy women's circle on the first evening of Samhain and Halloween, because I feel like that could be really fun. I can't wait to be the mother who hosts the Halloween parties, and like, honestly, peak dream that, but we're not there yet. So is there anyone else out there like me that feels like that? Because if so, I might just put it on a list and maybe come back to it in a year's time. It would be great to know. But yes, that is enough nattering. I'm going to get on with my walk. I'm actually going to call my friend back because we were chatting away until I started chatting to you. So yeah. My goodness, I am really coming on and doing myself really dirty here, but I feel like you needed to get the full effect of the evening that is currently in way. I've got a face mask on. I mentioned my skin was breaking out a little bit earlier, so I am going to wash this off in a minute and come back and chat to you. I have made myself a ceremonial cacao. I am also in like my mega comfy, I wouldn't describe them as slobby PJs, but like not my cute little put together satin sets, like an old oversized t-shirt that for some reason they're always black, but that's fine. People always describe this as kind of like the anti-Amara, but this is me in my like coziest, most chilled, like having a real girly reset evening outfit. It's just the comfiest. So yeah, I'm gonna wash this off and then I'm gonna come back, but I am having a very cozy, girly, a little bit witchy evening. I have the simmer pot on, I've had some dinner, made a ceremonial cacao, I've printed off all of my bits and bobs for my vision boarding, and this is a very girly new moon evening. I've also got my journal here ready to do some journaling. I've got some really girly tunes on, and this is my like sort of solo chilled new moon evening. I need to grab my tarot cards as well. But with that being said, I'm gonna go wash this off so I can chat to you a bit more seriously. Okay, I'm back looking a little bit less crazy. But before I sort of pop you on a time lapse and get on with my vision boarding for the evening, I thought first of all I'd let you know what I put in when I do my ceremonial cacao. I feel like I might get a question on where the tin I put my cacao in is from. That is from Anthropology. It was like a hot chocolate tin, but I fill it with my ceremonial cacao, which I can't actually remember the brand that this one is. It's lovely though, I must say. I did a new cacao recipe this evening actually, and it is a really, really nice one. I put in, kind of I guess similar to my simmer pot, I put in cinnamon, I put in some honey, I put in rose petals, like little roses, like tea roses I guess, and a little bit of lavender. And then I also did mix it with some milk this evening, just like organic cow's milk. You could use a plant milk. Usually I use a plant milk, we just don't have any in. And I mixed into my milk like the tiniest amount of almond essence and some more honey. And it is a really lovely recipe. Not too sweet, even though it sounds like it probably is. Not too sweet at all, and quite rich, which is really nice. So yes, my plan for the rest of the evening is to vision board away. I think I'm gonna grab a tarot deck and bring a tarot deck over just for a bit of a light-hearted reading. I've been doing some slightly more like intense readings this week, so a light-hearted reading is always very much appreciated. It's actually really sweet. Earlier this week, Jake and I sat down and did a tarot reading together, and he's actually really good at reading the tarot. I chose one of my decks, my what is it called? My Saint Soleil I can't remember what it's called. I don't know what it's called. The Saint Soleil like beginner's deck, which I really love using when I'm reading for others. But it was really nice to have those out reading with Jake earlier this week, because he was also able to see the basic prompts, and then like, because at the moment we're going like moving through a lot, like we're very much on the same page. We've just got life doing its thing with us, for us, so we're sort of navigating life together, as we always do. But with that, it was really nice to have his perspective on the cards. So yeah, I think I'm gonna choose a different one today. I think I'm gonna do my Illuminated Tarot, which you will have definitely seen before. I love this deck. It's also a really affordable deck. I think it's probably the most affordable of my decks, and I just love it. I think it's so great. So that is the plan for the evening. I am going to pop you on a bit of a montage, and then I think I'll check in with you tomorrow to end the vlog.